This is our midterm essay examination. We're looking at forensic and fixed star astrology. So in my last two videos, I looked at debilitated and fallen celebrity case studies in their planets in their natal chart, but now I'm looking at the ascendant/rising sign. Specifically, we're going to go over the first prompt, which is the Gorgon's Gaze, Taurus ascendant with Algol at critical degrees, a forensic analysis of career cataclysm and collective projection. So for Taurus ascendant, 20 degrees through about 29 degrees of Taurus ascendant will experience not a very happy ascendant because they have Algol, which is a demon star, and it's the star of Medusa. So now let's look at our first prompt, where this paper examines the astrological signature of Taurus ascendant conjunct the fixed star Algol B Persei at the anaretic 29 degree. A placement the search results confirm is not yet astronomically active in the tropical zodiac, yet remains a persistent theoretical construct in forensic astrology. Through case study analysis of Vivian Leigh, Taurus ascendant, Saturn conjunct Algol, and George Lucas, Taurus ascendant, Taurus sun, moon in the 10th house in Aquarius, this essay dissects how Algol manifests not as literal beheading, but as what Rosenberg termed the petrification of identity via collective consumption. Paper argues that the 29 degrees Taurus ascendant functions as a quantum superposition of martyr and monument, where the native becomes simultaneously the Medusa and the severed head, objectified, iconic, and ritually destroyed by public gaze. And I have this placement. Not exactly at 29 degrees. Mine is at like 25 through 26 degrees of Taurus. And I have been through hell. I've been through a lot. Now here's our methodological note. The degree problem. A responsible forensic analysis must begin with astronomical precision. Algol currently resides at 2610 degrees and 2627 degrees Taurus, 2000 to 2020 ephemeris, and will not ingress 29 degrees Taurus until approximately 2150 CE. No living celebrity possesses a natal ascendant at 29 degrees Taurus conjunct Algol. This isn't a research failure, it is the research finding. So the 29 degrees Algol ascendant exists only as a theoretical threshold in astrological literature. The liminal degree before the star shift signs, Gemini, 2300 CEE, its persistent appearance in student queries and institutional curricula reveals a collective astrological apophenia, the tendency to will catastrophic fixed stars onto unremarkable degrees. This essay therefore pivots to examine celebrities with Taurus ascendant and wide orbs to Algol, 23 degrees through 29 degrees, analyzing how these charts activate the mythology of Medusa without requiring exact conjunction. Now, our second section here, we're going over our first case study, which is Vivian Leigh. She has Taurus ascendant, Saturn, Algol, and the price of scarlet. So our natal data and our key placement. This is what we really need to dissect, which is November 5th, 1913, Darjeeling, India, times approximated, of course, we never know. Taurus ascendant, Saturn conjunct Algol, 25 degrees Taurus, moon in the 10th house in Aquarius, conjunct Uranus. Leigh's chart is the Earth text for Algolian fame pathology. Her ascendant ruler, Venus, disposits to her 6th house Scorpio sun, the actress who labors through self-destruction. Saturn, at 25 degrees Taurus within 2 degrees of Algol, activated the stars Jupiter-Saturn duality, wealth, and rigor mortis of persona. Leigh did not lose her head. She lost the distinction between her head and Scarlett O'Hara's. Her bipolar disorder, moon square sun, Uranus conjunct the midheaven, manifested as identity hemorrhage. The 1940 Oscar chart shows Saturn transiting her ascendant exactly on her wedding date, a milestone of public possession. She became the severed head of the Old South, displayed eternally on celluloid. Leigh's Taurus ascendant acted as a receptor antenna for Algol's frequency. The star wasn't on her ascendant, but aspected by its ruler, Saturn. This constitutes a shadow conjunction. The star's myth enters via the planet that owned the degree. Her body, Taurus, became a temple, Saturn to a dead civilization. Algol, Medusa, she was not beheaded, she was petrified into icon. Let's look at our second case study, which is George Lucas with a Taurus ascendant, Taurus sun, and the merchandising of myth. Natal data is May 14th, 1944. We're going to say 540 in Modesto, California. The key placements being Taurus ascendant, Taurus sun in the first house, Moon, 10th house Aquarius, Saturn, 2nd house Gemini, squaring Neptune in the 6th house. So Lucas presents the benign Algolian archetype, the creator who loses control of his creation. Though his Taurus planets occupy early degrees, far from 26 degrees, his 10th house Aquarius moon trine the first house Uranus activates the fixed star Fomalhaut, mystical royalty, while his Saturn-Neptune square functions as an Algol surrogate. The dream, Neptune, disciplines Saturn into product, then devoured by the collective. The beheading of authorship. Lucas sold Lucasfilm to Disney in 2012. Transiting Pluto control opposes natal Venus, Mercury creations. Saturn squared his nodal axis. The creator voluntarily decapitated himself from his intellectual progeny. This is Algol at the institutional level. The father sacrifices the child. Star Wars. To the crowd. Disney, the collective. Lucas retains wealth, Algol's Jupiter promise, but wanders the ecliptic as a ghost, present but petrified. We're looking at now our temporal synthesis with dasha and progressions. Vedic analysis, assuming birth is 1944, places Lucas in the Venus dasha during the Disney sale, Venus ruling Taurus ascendant, Venus in the 12th house of loss and seclusion. The sale was a ritual severance. Now let's look at our synthesis, which is the 29 degrees hypothetical. If a native possessed Taurus ascendant at 29 degrees conjunct Algol, this analysis predicts extreme petrification, anxiety, fear of being frozen into a single public identity, sudden voluntary career decapitation at the Saturn return or Pluto square, posthumous legacy reversal, beloved figure revealed as suffering, martyrdom, literal head, neck vulnerability, only if Mars or Saturn afflicts the first house ascendant ruler. The 29 degree, being anoretic, would intensify the desperation to complete a karmic cycle. The native would offer their head to the collective before it is taken. Let's look at our consciousness evolution recommendations for forensic clients with Taurus ascendant from 23 degrees. Any fixed star, Algol immunization ritual, weekly Saturn hour meditation, visualizing the Medusa as protector, not punisher, professional severance protocol, scripted exit strategies for creative projects, don't let the collective behead you, hand in the sword, fixed star talisman, wear aquamarine, Venus stone, inscribed with Algol's persevering glyph, not its decapitated head. And here's our second essay prompt, which I'm gonna have to, hang on. I think we can go over it. So this is the water jar and the sheet head blade. Aquarius ascendant at 29 degrees conjunct sheet. A null case study in research integrity and fixed star misidentification. So this essay confronts a critical failure in the available search corpus. No results containing the fixed star sheet, B. Pegasus, in relation to Aquarius ascendant were located despite targeted queries. Rather than fabricate case studies, this paper performs a meta-analysis of the absence itself, arguing that sheet's marginalization in astrological literature reflects the star's essential nature, obscure, veiled, and functionally invisible until activated by declination or Paran. Using Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Sun at 29 degrees Aquarius, the ascendant's unknown, and generic Aquarius ascendant traits, the essay models how a 29 degrees Aquarius ascendant conjunct sheet might manifest forensically, while rigorously distinguishing speculation from data. Here's the problem of sheet. Fixed star data, astronomical sheet, B. Pegasi, 29 degrees Aquarius, tropical, contemporary, 29 degrees Pisces, sidereal. The nature is Mars, Mercury, violence, haste, malevolence, the empty water jar. The myth is the star marks the left shoulder of Pegasus, and the water jar asterism, it is the leaking vessel. The research gap, despite exhaustive searching, no celebrity chart with Aquarius ascendant conjunct sheet was identified in the provided search results. This is not an oversight, it is evidence that sheet is rarely written about in accessible astrological media, may be frequently misidentified as sheet versus sheet, orthographic variation, requires declination, Paran analysis to activate, zodiacal position alone is insufficient. Forensic integrity protocol, when search results return null, the ethical astrologer doesn't invent, they document the absence and pivot to available data. Here's our proxy case study of Joseph Gordon-Levitt with 29 degrees Aquarius Sun and descendants unknown. He was born February 17th, 1981 in LA, California. With Sun at 29 degrees Aquarius, Mercury, Venus in Aquarius. There we go. Wasn't working for some reason. So Mercury and Venus in Aquarius and Moon in Leo. While his ascendant is unreported, Gordon-Levitt's 29 degrees Aquarius Sun offers a viable proxy for how the final degree of Aquarius functions before the ingress into Pisces. We look at the anaretic Aquarian. Gordon-Levitt quit third rock from the Sun at the height of its popularity, voluntary exile from collective embrace. This is the Aquarian 29 degrees signature, freedom purchased via status severance. His Venus in Aquarius resists categorization, sexuality rumors ignored, private relationships shielded. He embodies the leaking water jar, pours creativity, Don John directing, but retains no reservoir for self. If his ascendant were 29 degrees Aquarius conjunct Sheet, we would predict Sun scandal, adjacent career ruptures, Mars Mercury nature, accusations of intellectual property theft or communication sabotage, physical vulnerability in shoulders and hands, Pegasus, the fallen water jar. These are hypotheses, not findings. Let's look at our degree theory and the 29 degree critical threshold. Search results provide robust fame degree theory applicable to 29 degrees placements. Degree fame type 29 degrees Aquarius, ascendant projection. 29 degrees household fame, corruption, ego issues, legacy would manifest as humanitarian icon accused of exploitation. 28 degrees lifelong fame, legacy after death, Kim Kardashian's 28 degrees stellium. 20 degrees occult satanism allegations, Beyonce ascendant 20 degrees Libra. And then here's the synthesis. A 29 degrees Aquarius ascendant conjunct Sheet would likely attract fame that curdles. The native begins as a visionary reformer and ends as a cautionary tale about technological hubris. Here's our consciousness evolution for the null chart. For clients presenting with Aquarius ascendant at 29 degrees Sheet suspected astronomical verification, calculate Sheet's exact tropical position for the birth year, precession 1 degrees per 72 years. Do not assume 29 degrees fixed. Declination analysis. Sheet's power activates via Paran, simultaneous rising setting with personal planets. Require this for diagnosis. Research prescription. Client should compile own life timeline of sudden empty vessel experiences, moments of pouring out completely with nothing left. Here's our conclusion, which is the scholar's vessel. And then we use our examiner's notes, strengths, and areas for expansion. So this essay has demonstrated that responsible forensic astrology requires equal comfort with presence and absence. The search results contained abundant algal Taurus material permitting robust case study construction. They contain 0 Sheet Aquarius material. This asymmetry is itself data. Sheet is the hidden fixed star, revealing itself only to those who look beyond the zodiacal column to the celestial sphere's full geometry. The Advanced Astrology Institute should develop a fixed star declination database and revise curriculum to emphasize Paran analysis. The 29 degrees Aquarius ascendant conjunct Sheet cannot be assessed without it. Here's the examiner's notes. With the strengths being transparent handling of missing data, Sheet, integration of Western Vedic temporal techniques, quantum forensic framing, superposition, probability fields, ethical boundaries maintained throughout, and areas for expansion involve including Vedic nakshatra analysis, algal equals kritika, Sheet equals who knows, add progressed dasha charts for Lucas Sullivan, and obtain rectified time for Gordon-Levitt. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one with peace and love. Comment, subscribe, like, Piscean out.